independent or focused on anything. People in this area that move up here or lived here for generations tend to be survivors. But, I really believe that it's the government's job to go out there and, stimulate business. I think it's the government's job to assist. In other words, making sure that the infrastructure, making sure that there's a good highway and maybe a good sewer system and maybe a good water system. Your rain barrel concept, good idea, but we don't even have a barrel.
Oh, but you do. You just said you did.
Well, we really don't. I mean, we have 17% of a barrel up here called Lake Mendocino. Outside that, in Humboldt County, they have some real options. First of all, they have a port, and they have a great water system. They have the Mad River dams up, it's called Ruth Lake, which creates some water for the dairy industry, which we don't have that. You got to have irrigated land for dairy. So there's some real opportunities. This board and government needs to focus on, we have the infrastructure, and we've totally ignored. I'm kind of amazed that even with, everybody, when you follow it back, our real problems is water. I don't care what you go to do, even before you go to get a land use decision, maybe to change the zoning, you're going to have to prove water before you're going to do anything. But yet we don't even have anybody from a water agency sitting in this room. We got to get back to the basics here. These PowerPoint presentations are good, but we're not at that point yet. We're not into the analysis. We've got to come up with some basic stuff, and basic all the way back to water. And we have done, in my opinion, not enough. I don't know what it takes to push the urgency. We're going to have areas in this county this fall. Forget about getting a building permit or creating a job or having a niche market in an agriculture project. We're going to have areas in this county that are going to have to be totally shut off from all agriculture use. Not cut back, totally shut off. So how can you talk about developing niche markets in agriculture or doing this and that when you're going to be shut off? Not cut back, not a 20-30% cutback, totally shut. We got some real problems in here, and I keep stressing the urgency, and I've been on this board almost a year and a half, and I'm real disappointed in the progress that we've made. I can see some things happening, but somehow there's just not this. There was a good article in the paper. The lady wrote about what's all this talk about being for Measure B or being against Measure B. Why don't somebody talk about getting some water supply? I thought it was a very good comment. It seems like we're off the track here. And we need to get back on the track. It's very basic. But government is responsible. Individuals don't look as an individual to create a water supply for a whole county or a whole community or a whole water district. That's government's function. That's what they do. And we haven't done it. And I don't even think we have really a good start. We don't even have a project identified. We're looking at several things, but we haven't even focused on a single project. Say, yes, this is the one we're picking. Let's move forward with it. And until you do that, these meetings aren't worth the light bill. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Supervisor. Other comments? It's got to be more than just John, all right?
Well, they say you should never follow a child or an animal back, or John. And no surprises there, except I wish that Johnny would have voted a little more intelligently when it came to Measure B, but that's neither here nor there, really. I am concerned here about the way in which our projects here take on a life of their own, whether it's Measure B or whether it's some other thing. But, for example, we have spent a fair amount of time, staff, Supervisor Smith, myself, talking about getting more materials up on the internet, on the county site. Okay? Well, the problem is that the people who probably need that information most of all are going to spend half the day chugging at 18 kilobytes trying to load up this or that, And they are already complaining we haven't even begun to load it up. But we have not spent that amount of time, and this is a worthwhile thing, this is absolutely worthwhile. Except for the fact here is, once again, we forget about the need and start talking about the project. We should be really joining with Humboldt in a massively active, not in sort of two supervisors from the coast show up every couple of months to talk about the project out of Humboldt to get us high-speed internet access, broadband or whatever, because it leads on into the argument, well, the county should be doing something about this. The county is not going to be doing something about this. It's going to be whether or not we can get our regulators, if we can get those in the federal government, state government, to start making the same kind of changes they made when it was clear that we were never going to get electricity through our rural areas unless we saw it as a right rather than something that is just something you buy at a very high price or you don't get it at all. So I think here we need to really take a lot more time in terms of talking about what are our major needs. And I would join with Johnny talking about water